Michael, wake up. Hey, Michael, open your eyes. Robert's voice is shaking. That's the first red flag. Because Robert King does not shake. Robert is the kind of billionaire who buys hospitals instead of waiting in them. The kind of man people whisper about in boardrooms and hate in secret. Steel voice. Sharp stare. No mercy. But right now, his hands are on his son's shoulders, and those hands won't stop trembling. Michael is lying in his bed. Perfect white sheets. Expensive monitors. Soft beeping. Floor-to-ceiling windows pouring in cold morning light over the King family penthouse. But Michael is not moving. His skin looks pale. Too pale. Lips slightly gray. Eyes closed. Breathing shallow. His hair is messy, damp with sweat. Michael. This isn't funny, Robert says. His voice breaks. You hear me. Silence. Then, panic. Emma. Robert roars. Where is the nurse? Where is everyone? Feet rush. Doors open. People spill into the room like a wave. A private doctor. A bodyguard. A house manager. Emma, the head housekeeper, already crying. I told you last night he wasn't feeling right, Emma says, voice shaking. He said he was dizzy. He said. And you let him go to sleep? Robert snaps. I told Mr. John to call a doctor, she says, pointing. John, the night security lead, swallows. Sir, I did. They said it was probably exhaustion. Michael was awake. He was talking. He said he was fine. Robert looks at all of them like they're insects. Get the doctor. The private doctor rushes to Michael's side. He checks his pulse, his pupils, his breathing. He frowns. Is he okay? Robert demands. The doctor doesn't answer right away. That's the second red flag. Is he okay? Robert repeats, louder, teeth clenched now. The doctor finally says it, slow, careful, scared. Sir. He's unresponsive. For a moment, everything stops. No one moves. No one breathes. Unresponsive. That word hits like ice. Robert can buy anything. He can fire anyone. He can ruin people in less than an hour. But he cannot force his son to open his eyes. He leans in close to Michael's face. Hey, buddy. It's Dad, he whispers. You're okay. You're okay, all right? You're safe. Still nothing. The doctor starts prepping something. We need to call emergency. I don't like his color. Robert explodes. We are not calling emergency. I pay you so no one ever sees my son like this. Do your job. The doctor hesitates. Sir, this could be neurological, or cardiac, or metabolic. I need to know if he has any allergies, any history, any recent changes in meds. He's perfectly healthy, Robert snaps. He's my son. The doctor swallows. That's not an answer. Robert's jaw tightens. Then fix him. In that moment, the door opens. A maid steps in. Everyone turns. It's the new girl. Small. Quiet. Dark hair pulled back in a simple bun. Plain uniform. No jewelry. No makeup. Just tired eyes. Her name is Evelyn. She's been here for 3 days. She cleans floors. She's not supposed to speak to Mr. King. She's definitely not supposed to interrupt while doctors are in the room. But she's standing in the doorway, holding something in her hand. And she's looking straight at Michael. Then she says, very calm, Michael isn't sleeping. Robert looks at her like she's dirt. Get out. Evelyn's eyes flick to the monitor. Then to Michael's lips. Then back to Robert. And she says one more thing. Mr. King, she whispers, your son is not unresponsive. He's crashing. Emma covers her mouth. The doctor freezes. Robert turns. Slow. What? he says softly, dangerously. Did you just say to me? Evelyn steps closer. She's shaking. But her voice doesn't waver. Your son, she says, has been poisoned. The room erupts. Who in that house would poison a billionaire's son? And why did the maid know before the doctor? What did you say? Robert's voice is low now. Too calm. Everyone in the room steps back except Evelyn. The bodyguards tense, waiting for an order. The private doctor looks offended. That's absurd. Sir, with respect, she's a maid. She has no medical authority to. Quiet, Robert snaps. Then to Evelyn, explain. Right now. Evelyn swallows. She nods once. Her hands are steady now as she points to Michael's mouth. His lips, she says. Look closely. They're gray. Not blue. Gray. That's oxygen plus circulatory collapse, not lack of air. Robert leans in, squinting. He's sweating, she says. But his skin is cold. And he's shaking under the covers. See his fingers. They look. Michael's fingers are twitching. Tiny, weak, uncontrolled. That's not sleep, Evelyn says. That's his body shutting down. The doctor finally steps in. Yes, well, of course I was going to. No, Evelyn says, eyes flashing. You were about to give him the wrong thing. The whole room goes silent again. You can feel the tension like static. The doctor reddens. You do not speak to me like. Robert doesn't even look at him. Let her finish. Evelyn nods. If you give him a stimulant or push fluids without knowing what caused the crash, you could stop his heart. You could kill him. The doctor opens his mouth, then closes it. Robert studies her. Who are you? Evelyn straightens. Housekeeping staff. Don't insult me. Who are you really? Something flickers across her face. Pain. Regret. Memory. I was, she says quietly, a pediatric ICU nurse. Emma gasps. John stares. You were a nurse? Then why are you? Because, Evelyn says, voice flat, rich people break poor people however they want. Sir. The air shifts. That's when the bullying line becomes real. House staff aren't people in this house. They're wallpaper. If they speak too much, they're gone. Everyone knows that. Everyone's seen it. Robert narrows his eyes. Are you accusing me of something? Evelyn doesn't blink. I'm accusing your son's environment. Robert steps closer to her. Too close. Careful. She doesn't back up. Has Michael eaten anything new in the last 24 hours? She asks. Anything sent to him? Delivered. Snacks. Drinks not from the kitchen. Emma answers fast. No. We're very strict. He's on organic supplements, all cleared by Dr. Patel. Only approved shakes and... John clears his throat. Everyone turns. John looks nervous. Guilty. There was one thing. Robert's gaze snaps to him. What thing? John rubs his jaw. Late last night. Around 1 a.m. Michael asked for something. Said he couldn't sleep. He didn't want to bother you. He begged. What did he ask for? Evelyn says. John sighs. Hot chocolate. Robert stares at him in disbelief. You gave my son hot chocolate. It was from the upstairs kitchen, John says. I didn't think. No, Evelyn interrupts. It wasn't. And just like that, the entire room freezes again. Because Evelyn is holding something in her hand. A small, empty, single-use glass bottle with a gold cap. She holds it up between two fingers. I found this under his bed, she says. Someone gave him something else. Robert's eyes go hard, dark, scary. Who, he says, was in this room with my son at 1 a.m.? Nobody answers. Because everybody already knows the truth. And none of them want to say her name. Who came into Michael's room that night? And what secret are they all hiding from Robert? The name falls like broken glass. Sophia. Emma whispers it so softly you almost miss it. Robert turns to her. Slow. Dangerous. Sophia who? Emma swallows. Sophia King. His face changes. Because that's not a stranger. That's his daughter. Robert's voice is all blade now. Where is she? No one answers. Because Sophia is complicated. Let me tell you about Sophia. She's 17. Pretty. Expensive pretty. Perfect hair. Perfect nails. Designer hoodie that costs more than 3 months of rent for the staff downstairs. Everyone online calls her an angel. Sweetest smile. Rich kid charity projects. Viral clips of her giving backpacks to underprivileged kids. She trends. But in this house? Different story. Sophia walks through the service halls like she owns human beings. She once made a maid cry for breathing too loud. Last week she told Evelyn, "I'll have you replaced by dinner if you leave fingerprints on my mirror." Don't forget your place. That's Sophia. Pretty on Instagram. Sharp in real life. Robert looks deadly. Why did my daughter come into Michael's room? John hesitates. She said she couldn't sleep. She said she heard Michael crying. She brought him something to relax and calm down. Robert presses his fingers to his eyes. And none of you thought to tell me any of this? Sir, Emma whispers. You told us not to wake you unless there was blood. Robert goes silent. You can taste the guilt on him. He hates it. Evelyn steps closer to Michael and lifts his wrist. She checks his pulse again. She checks the monitor. She's counting. Her face tightens. Heart rate's dropping, she says. We're running out of time. She looks at the doctor. You. Listen to me. We need to stabilize perfusion without stressing the heart. Do you have intralipids or charcoal here? The doctor frowns. You think this is ingestion? I think somebody gave him something that was never meant for him, Evelyn says. Something sedative. Something concentrated. Maybe not even poison on purpose. Maybe just too much. Emma gasps. Like sleeping drops? Evelyn nods once. The doctor blinks. You mean, like the drops people use to knock themselves out on long flights? Robert stares at them. People use what? Evelyn doesn't look up. Privileged kids buy things they don't understand. Then they play doctor. Seen it before. That stings. Because we both know what she's really saying. Rich doesn't always mean safe. Rich doesn't always mean loved. Sometimes it means ignored. Sometimes it means raised by staff and sedated with money. Evelyn turns to Robert. If he took too much of a sedative, and you move him wrong, his breathing could stop. His brain could lose oxygen. You could lose him in under 3 minutes. Robert immediately grabs the bed rail like he's holding Michael in place. What do you need? He says. No pride left. Just raw fear. Tell me what you need and I'll get it. Evelyn nods. I need access to your private pharmacy. Robert frowns. What pharmacy? Evelyn looks him in the eye. The locked white cabinet in your study, she says. 3rd drawer. Behind the false back panel. Robert goes cold. Because almost nobody knows about that. How? He whispers. Do you know what's in my private office? Evelyn holds his stare. For a moment, she looks like she might break. Then she says softly, because 10 years ago, I stood in that room. And you told security to throw me out. You can feel the electricity in the room now. What is she talking about? Who is she to this house? What happened 10 years ago? And why is she back? Evelyn finally tells the truth, and it changes everything Robert thought he knew about his own family. Get out, Robert says automatically. You're lying. But his voice is weaker now. Not power. Defense. Evelyn doesn't flinch. 10 years ago, she says quietly, I came here with my mother. She cleaned your bathrooms. She wasn't on the books. She was paid in cash. You remember that, Emma? Emma's eyes fill. She nods, fast. I remember. And I, Evelyn continues, was 12. I sat on the kitchen floor doing homework with a broken pencil because we couldn't afford new ones. Remember that, too. Emma covers her mouth. Tears fall. John looks down. Robert doesn't answer. Evelyn turns to him. You had a party, she says. Politicians. Cameras. Champagne in crystal. Everything smelled like flowers and money and some kind of meat I wasn't allowed to taste. She gives a tiny, humorless smile. I thought rich people were shiny. I thought you were the closest thing to a king I would ever see. You walked in wearing a black suit. People laughed when you laughed. They shut up when you stopped. Even the mayor waited for you to sit first. Robert says nothing. Then, Evelyn says softly, someone started screaming. For a second, she closes her eyes. Her voice goes smaller. It was a girl. She couldn't breathe. She was turning red, then purple. Her lips were swelling. She had a peanut allergy and someone let her eat a dessert with garnish she wasn't supposed to touch. Evelyn opens her eyes again. Direct. Steady. That girl, she says, was Sophia. Robert blinks. You remember now, Evelyn whispers. Sophia was 9. The entire house panicked. The private doctor wasn't there yet. Someone yelled, call 911. Someone else yelled, no ambulances here, are you insane? Security didn't know what to do. People were frozen, just like right now. Except for one person. My mother, Evelyn says. My mother grabbed Sophia. She said, sweetheart, look at me. Stay with me. Breathe, breathe, breathe. She sent me running. Kitchen cabinet. Left of the stove. Blue box with the needle. Bring it now. Her throat tightens. I brought the EpiPen. My mother injected Sophia. She held her. She sang to her until the swelling started to drop. Evelyn looks at Robert. Her eyes are wet, but her voice is strong. She saved your daughter's life. The room is silent. Even the machines sound louder now. Evelyn takes a breath. Then her voice hardens. And when Sophia could breathe again, when everyone stopped screaming, do you remember what you did next, Mr. King? Robert's jaw moves. But he doesn't answer. So Evelyn does it for him. You fired her, she says. Emma starts crying. John stares at the floor. Robert doesn't deny it. You said, Evelyn continues, that we had breached proximity protocol. You said, you don't touch my children. Ever. You had security walk us out the back door. We never got the last week's pay. She lets that sit. Then she nods at Michael. So let me say it again, she whispers. Your son is crashing. And you're about to lose the second child in this house because of pride and control. Robert's face changes. All that power. It looks useless on him now. He looks like a father. He steps aside. John, he says quietly. Open the study. Give her anything she asks for. John nods and runs. The doctor finally finds his voice. Ma'am, if you tell me what you're planning, I can. I'm not asking, Evelyn says. You'll assist. Her voice is calm, professional, commanding. Because if Michael stops breathing, she says, someone in this room needs to know how to bring him back. And then Michael twitches. Hard. His back arches. His chest jerks. His monitor spikes. Emma screams. Now, Evelyn snaps. They're out of time. Can Evelyn actually save him? And what will Robert do if the truth about last night destroys his perfect family image? Roll him on his side, Evelyn orders. Now. Don't let him choke. Robert moves without thinking. He helps turn Michael gently. His billion-dollar cufflinks scrape the bed rail. He doesn't care. Michael's body is shaking. Not a cute sleep twitch. Full body tremor. Jaw clenched. Breath ragged. Stay with me, sweetheart, Evelyn whispers, brushing his hair back. I've got you, okay? I've got you, Michael. Her voice is so soft when she says his name. Too soft for a stranger. Robert notices. John runs back in with a white case. Here. Evelyn pops it open fast. She doesn't dig around like she's guessing. She pulls exactly what she needs, activated charcoal suspension and a syringe kit. Her hands are fast. Sure. Like muscle memory. The doctor finally snaps into gear beside her. I'll manage airway, he says. On your count. Good, she says. We are going to reduce remaining absorption and keep perfusion stable. We are not going to stimulate central nervous system. Agreed. He nods, humbled. Robert stares at her. Will he live? Evelyn doesn't answer yet. She's busy. That silence is the most honest thing in the room. She works with calm focus. She explains every move before she makes it, like she's talking to Michael, not to Robert. Hey, Michael, she whispers. Listen to me. I know you're scared. I know you're tired. But I need you to fight for me, okay? Just a little longer. His fingers twitch. I know, she says, smiling through tears. I hear you. Robert swallows. He's never seen anyone talk to his son like that. Like Michael is not an heir. Like Michael is just a boy. After a long minute, Michael's breathing starts to level. Still shallow, but more steady. His color warms, just a little. The beeping on the monitor smooths out. Emma lets out a sob. Oh, thank God. Thank God. The doctor exhales. He looks at Evelyn like she's not a maid at all. Like she's air. Robert steps closer. Is he safe now? He's more stable, Evelyn says quietly. He still needs monitoring. And he will need to be seen. But he's not dying in front of you. Not today. Robert closes his eyes. When he opens them, something is different. This is not CEO Robert. This is Dad. And Dad is scared. What did Sophia give him? He asks. Evelyn hesitates. This is the moment. The truth is a blade. If she says it, it cuts the family. If she doesn't, it might happen again. She looks him in the eye. Not poison, she says. Not on purpose. I think she gave him something adults take to sleep fast. Strong drops. Concentrated. Maybe mixed in sweet milk so he wouldn't taste it. Robert goes silent. He understands. Sophia wasn't trying to kill her brother. She was trying to quiet him. To make him stop crying. To make him stop needing. Because that's how this house solves problems. Money. Silence. Control. Evelyn turns back to Michael. Her hand lingers against his hair. And that's when Robert asks the question he's been holding since she first said his son's name like that. Who are you? He whispers. To my son. Evelyn looks up. Her eyes shine. Her voice breaks. I'm the person, she says softly, who promised him years ago that even if this house forgot how to love him, someone never would. The room is completely still. Emma is crying. John is staring. The doctor is pretending not to listen, but he is. Robert's throat tightens. Have you met my son before? Evelyn nods. I used to watch him, she says. When he was little. When you were busy. When nannies rotated every 2 weeks because no one met your standards. She swallows. He used to curl up under the kitchen island with his blanket. He'd say, "Don't tell anyone I cry." And I'd say, Okay, little lion. Your secret's safe with me. Robert closes his eyes. He looks broken. Why did you come back? He whispers. After what I did to your mother. Why step into this house again? Evelyn looks down at Michael. She brushes his hair one last time. Because he called me, she says. Robert blinks. What? Last week, she says. A blocked number. Tiny voice. Can you come back? Please. I don't like sleeping anymore. And just like that, the billionaire who never fears anything looks terrified. Because his own son was begging strangers for safety in his own house. Let me ask you something. Do you still think rich means safe? Do you still think poor means weak? Or do you think the real difference is who shows up when it matters? Tell me in the comments, if you were Evelyn, would you stay in this house to protect Michael, or would you walk away before this family destroys you too?